Hey everyone, and welcome back. Now today we're going to be talking about Jasmy because obviously the price action on Jasmy has not been particularly great. We have seen it fall and hold below the 3-cent point. So I did just want to take a quick look at the chart, see what we're looking at today. Also, we do have some more recent-ish updates from Jasmy, over about a month old, but recent meaning that I haven't actually covered them on the channel before, just because I kind of stopped looking because their updates were few and far between. But I did want to take a look a little bit at those too, because they do have some pretty interesting updates that they do have coming out. So I want to talk a little bit about what that could mean, what the implications could be for the Jasmy coin, a lot of that type of stuff. Jasmy is still very much in development at this point, so we can kind of get a little bit of a look into what they're working on, a lot of that type of stuff. So starting out though, I did want to take a look at crypto bubbles though, because we can see things down kind of almost wholesale on the day. We do have a couple here and there that are doing quite well. Solana has been one that's done really pretty strongly. We can see Hyperliquid as well, that's been doing well. Radium also, Virtuals being another one, and then the World coin, that being another one that's been doing particularly well also. I believe this one, if I remember correctly, is attached to AI, so this is kind of benefiting from the overall AI boom and a lot of the stuff that we've been seeing there. So that's interesting. We have moved to negative on the week. We can see kind of a nice mix here. We've got a lot down pretty hard and then a lot up pretty hard as well. Solana kind of being the most noteworthy of everything here. We can see Virtuals and AI16Z kind of being the ones of the main AI coins leading the way down. So seeing a little bit of a pullback there. If we do look at both of these though, over the past week, obviously, we saw that really strong move down, bounce, and then now we're kind of seeing that move down as well. We did actually take a look at this in a video that we will be releasing, I believe, probably later this evening or in tomorrow morning. This is looking like we're seeing quite a decent wedge forming. And so if we do see that, obviously, could be some really good news there. Anyway, that's not the point of this video. I did want to show you that Jasmy is unfortunately on the half, or I guess less than half really, of the coins that are moving down and not moving up. Jasmy's not one of the lucky few that's moving up, but we did see probably a couple weeks ago, maybe even a month ago at this point, we did see a time where Jasmy was moving up kind of while everything else was either moving sideways or down. So Jasmy might just be kind of one of those later laggards in the market. We can also see down 4.3% on the day. Things looking a little bit down for Jasmy. If we do look at kind of the chart here, let's actually pull this in and we can see what we're doing. So we can see, as I did mention, that this was kind of the level we were holding for a while. We did break down momentarily and then come back down, but we have broken back down below this kind of 3-cent range. Since we have broken below 3 cent, not necessarily the best news, to be completely honest. I think probably if we can't hold here at the 2.6 cent range, the next spot we probably find is down in here the 2.3 to 2.2 cent range is probably what we could expect. We also can see that we are sitting in a bit of a descending wedge here. So things looking okay. This recently I did have it set up kind of about like this, but we did see that it actually broke through. It has kind of established some candles down below this. So I did make this as a little bit of an adjustment. This does actually fit a little bit better to some of the wicks down that we did see. So this may have been kind of the more correct way to view it. Also, there's a possibility that we could potentially see something like this. It'd actually probably be closer to something like this, at which point it becomes less of a wedge and more of just a general descending channel. So we'll kind of have to see how things form out over the next kind of several days, weeks, months. Who knows kind of how long this is going to take to fill out and start to play. But overall, we have seen very recently in the past that Jasmy can make big moves. So I wouldn't say that this is time to despair. Kind of to the point of the title, I do not think it's over for Jasmy. I mean, we can see right now the lows that we're seeing are higher than a lot of the highs that we did see prior to this breakout on Jasmy. So there was a long period of time in here where we were not really breaking above about 2.5 cents and getting as low as about 1.6 cents. So things have been a lot worse in the very distant past. And so if we look at what we're seeing here on Jasmy, we do have this wedge. We potentially get to a wedge where we get all the way down to this 2.2 range. Again, maybe this lends credence to the fact that, maybe we even get to this 2.3, 2.4 cent range where we kind of bounce down, get into this, and then we start to see another move to the upside. Hard to say for sure. Ultimately, I think we probably don't see another move like this on Jasmy until we start to see a wider move within the crypto market, things coming back kind of in more full steam all throughout. But if I was going for overall confidence within the market, I would say I still have confidence in Jasmy, but there are probably some higher conviction plays that could potentially do some better returns. So maybe just consider that. I personally keep my investments well diversified, so I'm more than happy to kind of let Jasmy potentially struggle a little bit and consolidate while we're letting some of these others play. That's kind of what we're seeing here. I did want to say, if you are interested in trading Jasmy or Bitcoin or Solana, anything like that, feel free to use my link in the description below for BTCC. I do still have that 10% bonus on first time deposits that I am working with BTCC to provide a really, really good bonus. Basically, it's just free money. I don't know anybody who doesn't like free money. If you know of anybody, please let me know. But anyway, it's a really, really good deal. This is in addition to the extra bonuses of up to $10,055 per user. So basically a whole bunch of money that BTCC is willing to throw at you to come on and trade with them. So like I said, if you are interested in trading, this type of market, to be completely honest, can be a really, really nice market to trade in, just because we aren't seeing a bunch of we're seeing a bunch of erratic movements, but we're seeing a bunch of erratic movements within kind of a predefined range. And so if you understand how to trade that type of thing, it can be a relatively profitable time to trade. So anyway, of course, not financial advice. You need to make your own decisions. If we do look at the total to market cap, we can see something similar. This wedge that I'd drawn, probably, I don't know, a month or so back at this point, it looked like we might have been starting to see some breakouts to the upside here. Let's actually zoom in just a little bit. It looks like we might have been able to start to see some breakouts, but realistically, all we got was a whole bunch of wicks and realistically kind of falling back into this wedge. We are taking kind of another run at it right now. From what it appears like right now, we have been rejected. I would imagine if we get rejected off of this, for what is this, like a fifth or a sixth time in a row, I would imagine that we probably do start to see a little bit of short-term weakness within the alt market. I think we're kind of already starting to see that. Solana and XRP and a couple of these others, I would say, are probably buoying like 90% of the alt market. Most of what we are seeing, particularly from some of the probably sub top 25 alts, is I would say a general sense of weakness. And so I could see a world in which we potentially bounce back into this liquidity zone. Again, this liquidity zone still is in play. And so maybe we come back down, bounce into this liquidity zone, and then maybe we take another run up, see if we can get some momentum to break through it. Right now, obviously, we've tried to take multiple runs at it, rejected every single time. So, we'll hopefully we can do a little bit better job, but we're probably going to need to see a little bit of a relief, come back down, and see a bounce from there. That's my guess. It's the crypto market. Anything could happen. We could see we could see a God candle coming all the way up right through this upper liquidity zone. Hard to say for sure, but based on what my expectation is, that's what I think we'll see. Now, the last thing to wrap it up, I did want to show a couple of new articles that we did see coming from Jasmy. This one, we did actually track this Upbit one. Jasmy was listed on Upbit towards the end of November. Since then, though, we have seen an article with them talking about treating cancer, as well as another trading credit on the NCCX platform. So pretty interesting there. We'll start with this cancer treatment thing. Basically, from reading the article, this is essentially what they're trying to do is create a way to store genomic data securely. And this is really interesting because genomic data is like the most sensitive data that there is, right? And so it's obviously keeping it on a public permissionless blockchain is definitely a little bit of a precarious thing, but this I think is trying to show the value and the strength and the sanctity of the personal data locker that Jasmy does have. If they can get this to work out, this could be a pretty interesting and motivating thing. This likely is due to a lot of the run to the upside that we saw from Jasmy, again, in addition to all of the other just kind of general optimism within the market. But if they could take this, I mean, this could have massive health implications. And obviously, if Jasmy is sitting at the forefront of that, healthcare is a mega industry, and so Jasmy being a key player in that would be interesting. It's super weird to me that Jasmy is trying to play in all of these different industries. I'm not sure if their platform is truly that versatile, or if they're just trying to see what sticks and see if they can find something that resonates. I honestly, I respect both methods. I don't think kind of locking into one vision and essentially following that at all costs necessarily makes a ton of sense. So the fact that they are being flexible, I'll give them grace on that. But I'm just kind of interested. I'd like to know a little bit more if this if their platform is truly meant to be this versatile, or if they're just trying to kind of figure out where that product market fit might be. So anyway, we'll kind of check on that, see how that goes. And then we also can see they've got the J Blue credit trading. So the J Blue credit we can see is this is another carbon credit. This is something we actually talked about a while back on the NCCX platform. The fourth update from now was all the way back in August, and this was also discussing the NCCX credit, the carbon credit exchange. I'm interested to see, again, carbon credits are big business. If we could tokenize and put those on chain, and Jasmy's the one leading that, again, a massive opportunity. So a lot of interesting developments coming from Jasmy. Again, not really seeming super coherent in terms of vision. I think this is probably just because they're trying to figure out what sticks. Nothing about carbon credits and genomic data seem super tangential or related to me at all. Maybe I could be wrong, but that's something where, you know, I think they're just trying to figure out what actually sticks, and then they'll kind of pursue that once they start to find some product market fit. As we've mentioned several times in the past, the lockups for Jasmy is, I think, really what we're looking for. Also, some of the like government adoption, things like that as well. So we'll have to kind of see how that goes. Kind of still, work in process, a pending item there for sure. But overall, hopefully you found the information in this video useful. I'm still, I would say, mostly bullish on Jasmy and what we're seeing there. Of course, price action showing a little bit of weakness. Good news, obviously, a little bit scattered, like I said, but we are seeing overall some pretty strong information coming from the Jasmy team. So I'm just very interested to kind of see how all this unfolds. I do think as we start to get later on into the cycle, especially if we see another run up, obviously Bitcoin is showing relative strength, Solana is showing relative strength, but most everything else is kind of taking a little bit of a breather. So when we start to see that next push, I do think we could see Jasmy first off crack the 6 cent mark, potentially even make it up to 8, 10, 12 is kind of the, I would say, more near to a midterm price target that I do have. I don't realistically see it getting past 12 cents. I would love to be wrong about that, but in the midterm, I think 12 cents is probably about where we get. And then if we do see kind of like a super crazy blow off top type of push, maybe we get to like that 30 to 33 cent range. Given how the bull market has kind of shaped up, given the strength or the run that we've seen out of Jasmy kind of so far in the bull market, I think anything past 30 cents at this point is probably fairly unlikely. I know earlier on I did a Jasmy Price prediction that showed some pretty wild numbers. I don't think the max bullish scenario has been playing out for Jasmy. I still think, that's not to say that there's weakness, but I think like the max bull, everything has to go right for Jasmy. I just don't think everything is going right for Jasmy right now. So obviously that's tempering my expectations a little bit in terms of what we're seeing as far as kind of longer term type of stuff. 12, 20, and 30 cents are probably kind of the big price targets that I'm seeing. So anyway, like I said, hopefully you found the information in this video useful. If you did, please do give me a like and a subscribe. It really does help me out. Also, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, I'd love to hear from you guys on how you're feeling about Jasmy, what you're seeing within the Jasmy chart, community, all that type of stuff. And then also just let me know. I do try to read and respond to all of the comments. So if you have anything that you want me to see, that'd be a great way to do that. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.